All right, so I wanted to do a condensed version of today's live in which we talked about this downfall to ministry. And I believe it's so important in this time because one of the things that I was discussing was the Lord has got us ready in ministry. Like he's really been dealing with us and allowing us to be able to see this is what I poured into you. This is what I deposited in you. And I need to extract it in this time. You need to step out in faith. You need to be able to take these steps that I'm giving you because it's time for you to step into what I've called you to do. He's really worked with your identity in so many ways and have allowed you to see this is who you are in me, a pastor, a prophet, a teacher, an apostle. Right? This is the capacity I need you to be able to move in and operate, a healer, whatever it may be. God may have let you know you're an intercessor. I need you to start interceding for other people. Like it's time to tend to the work, right? It's time to build my house. But in all of this, sometimes you could get so tunnel vision on the work, coupled with the fact that God has dealt with a lot of things in our character, right? Not to be people pleasing, not to be one that gives their power away, not to entrust yourself to people, to be wise and discerning, to really pick up and pay attention to what it is that you're feeling on the inside, because the Holy Spirit is communicating to you as you're interacting with other people. So don't just dismiss it, disregard it, actually engage it and communicate with the Holy Spirit to see what it's trying to reveal to you and move accordingly, right? The Lord has showed us, hey, be quiet. Don't talk so much. Listen, observe. Right? There are just so many things that the Lord has done with us, even in our personalities, right? Our character. And all of this, right? We have to understand this one downfall of ministry. It's people and how you treat people, how you care for, how you connect with people. If you get that wrong, you will not be able to maintain the people that the Lord gives you. He'll draw them, but it is you that they're going to be drawn to. You got to understand, it's not just the word that God gives you, the presence of God that people are going to recognize and be drawn to. It's going to be you. Think about it. When there's an availability of the word everywhere, God can give you a word in your car right now where you at. You can open up the Bible and you could get the word and get revelation from it and get understanding from it. You could turn on your phone right now. Y'all receiving a word right now. But who am I going to receive it from? Where am I going to receive it? You see, the vessel of the word, the vessel of the ministry is as important as what is being delivered. The vehicle it's being delivered in is just as important. You see, it's so true that people don't always remember what you said, but they remember how you made them feel. And if you make them feel neglected, unloved, disregarded, if you make them feel like they are not important, if you make them feel like they are not one that is worth your time, that is worth your availability, that you are above them, they won't stay with you. So I want you to understand this. There are many ways in which God has hardened us. But it's not to make you cold. It's to make you wise. I need you to understand that you are called to be light and you are called to be salt. Light draws, it attracts. You see, it's like the moth drawn to the flame, right? It draws, it attracts. Light emits warmth. And that's what a lot of people are going to be drawn to. Salt, it has flavor. You see, when we look at this, you're not just drawn to me just because you know the Lord is with me. It's the total person. It's everything I bring. you know, perfect and imperfect in many ways, but it's the total person that you connect to, that you resonate with, right? It's not just one, it's not just the words that are coming out of my mouth that are of God, thus saith the Lord. It's me and my totality. People are going to be drawn to you and the totality of who you are and what you bring to the table. This is so important because I was a part of a church once, and there was a woman that she was appointed by God. She was anointed by God. When she preached, when she taught, woo, God was all over that thing. It was fire. She prophesied. She said things to me that only the Lord could know. I'm telling you, she did the checks in the boxes. She made phone calls. She checked on people. She invited people into her home to do Bible studies and prayer groups, and then had like sandwiches and pizza. I mean, it was all on paper great. But there were some times where she was mean. There was a time where she was cold. There were times where she had this air of superiority. People didn't feel comfortable with her on the whole. People didn't feel free to be able to exercise their gifts with her, to be able to be who it is that God called them to be in the church. So no matter how good she was at what God called her to do, as far as the work and the administration of the work, the paying of the bills, they had the building, all that, everything was on deck. Because she didn't treat people in the way that was indicative of a shepherd, one that embraced, one that truly loved, one that had the expression of the fruit of the Spirit. Everybody left. I don't know who's there now. I know everybody that started left. Is she still appointed? Is she still anointed? Can she still preach and teach and prophesy and administer and organize people and do all that? I'm sure she could. I don't know. But who is she going to do it for? So I just want to make sure that you understand that as God has stirred you up to do this work for him, that the work is the people. You are going out here to be used to save souls, to bring souls back into the kingdom. You're going after the one. You're going after to people to turn their hearts back to the Lord, to reconcile those to God and to each other. You do this through people. You see, Jesus, he sat and he ate with people, even tax collectors, sinners. They came to go eat with him. They were drawn to him. Even his disciple, they reclined on him. One version of it says that one of his disciples leaned on his bosom. People were drawn to Jesus. Are people drawn to you? Think about not one day God's going to give you a ministry, but you have the ministry right now to be able to love other people, just to love the one that's right in front of you, according to Heidi Baker. Just love them. See, you've been around somebody in your life. They didn't have this eloquent speech. They didn't know every word of the Bible. They didn't give you this great sermon, but they loved you. They listened to you, they were present, and you were drawn to them because of that. And that did a work, and you were safe with them. That was a ministry all of its own, because you can't love, truly love, without God. It's all God. So I want you to consider that today, that as you're focusing on the work that needs to be done, understand that the work really is the people. It is the people. So start operating in that today. Exude light, warmth, love, and be the salt God's called you to be. So if you like this video, like it, subscribe, comment, and if you feel led to donate, please do so. Love y'all. Talk to you soon. Bye.